The tab is already open. You're not sure when you opened it. Or the phone is in your hand. You don't remember picking it up. There was something else happening, something you were in the middle of. And then, without a decision, the phone is there. This is not carelessness. This is just what the mind does. It moves toward the next thing, away from the current one, before you have decided anything. The movement is not new. Before phones there were windows. You would stop mid-thought and find yourself staring out at nothing particular, just elsewhere. Before windows there were fires. The mind would find the flame and follow it for a while without knowing it had moved. This movement is as old as the mind itself. The shapes change, the screen instead of the flame, the scroll instead of the stare. But the movement, the reaching toward occupation, away from stillness, that has always been here. There is something almost settling about that, not comforting, just old. This is not a modern problem. This is a human one. Notice the texture of it. Not the content, the texture. The switching between tasks before the first one is finished. The thought about lunch arriving at 10 in the morning. The mind already in the next conversation while this one is still happening. There is a faint quality to it. Not quite discomfort. Not quite restlessness. Something more subtle than either. A slight sense that staying here, with just this, with nothing added, would require something. Something in the hands, maybe. A readiness that has nowhere to go. Fingers that find the edge of the phone without being directed there. The thumb's specific muscle memory, already knowing the motion before the mind has said anything. Here is something worth trying, not as a practice, just once. Sit somewhere ordinary, nothing to do. Not resting with a purpose. Not recovering from something. Just sitting. What happens? Not eventually. In the first 30 seconds. For most people, something arrives. A thought about what needs doing. A small pull toward the phone. A sense that this is slightly wrong. That something should be happening that isn't. That sense, that faint wrongness of simple stillness, is worth staying with. Not to fix it, not to overcome it, just to notice it is there, and that it has probably always been there, waiting just beneath the next thing the mind moved toward. There is something almost funny about this if you watch it without seriousness. The mind making even eating a vehicle for looking at something else. The specific fact of reaching for the phone between the bed and the bathroom in the morning. Not yet fully awake, already moving toward occupation. Or the way a simple task, washing a cup, folding something, becomes an opportunity for the mind to be somewhere else entirely. Planning, rehearsing, replaying, the hands doing one thing, the mind already gone. This is not a flaw. There's not something to correct. It's simply what is happening, most of the time without anyone noticing. What is actually uncomfortable about stillness? Not the boredom. Before the boredom. There is a moment when the stimulation stops and nothing has replaced it yet, where something arrives. Very faint, not dramatic. Just a quality of the chest, maybe. Or a change in the breath. A slight gathering of unease that has no object yet. It does not always appear, and when it does, it is gone quickly, replaced immediately by the next thing the mind finds. But occasionally, just occasionally, if the stillness is held one moment longer than comfortable, it is there. You do not need to name it. You do not need to do anything with it. Just notice that something is there, beneath the movement, before the next thing arrives. The mind will move again immediately after this ends. It may already be moving toward what comes next, away from this. That is fine. The question is not whether it moves. It has always moved. It will always move. The question is only whether, once, just once today, the movement was noticed while it was happening. Not judged, not stopped, just seen. Already moving somewhere.